4 personnel changes across this starting 11, including Haziel Orozco, who started the season with CITY2. 3 personnel changes across this 11 for Minnesota United 2, including Darius Randall starting as part of that 2-striker approach up front. All set to go inside Energizer Park. Third and final meeting of the season between St. Louis City 2 and Minnesota United 2. It was a 4-0 victory about a month ago for the home side against these Loons. The whistle sounds, and we are underway on this Friday night in MLS Next Pro between St. Louis City 2 and Minnesota United 2. Quickly ahead is Glover, driving this cross, back post. Kidd will nod it back over to Kuzain, and it forces a quick clearance away from Roman Torres. Guys, City 2 guys, as they stand up across, seeking Jaskalainen, who's muscled off the ball. Now falls to Romanchin, looking for the clearance for Minnesota United 2. That top talent game, a mix of academy players for St. Louis City rather, City 2 guys, first teamers who did not play against FC Dallas last MLS match week. And Hackworth said it's a good exercise for all players in the pathway, but it gets everybody ready for a game. They bring officials in, they treat it like a true competitive match. And 3 minutes of first half stoppage time, 4 minutes of second half stoppage time. And that competitive inter-squad match kept everybody fresh and fit, ready to go for this fixture. And St. Louis City 2, they've come out of the gates very early on. A lot of energy, a lot of pace. Randall able to steer around Vincel. Now rolled forward. Here's Kieran Chandler. Chandler leading the way in. It's Dorsey. He scores! Logan Dorsey does it again. 5 straight games with a goal, and the Loons are flying on the road 1-0. Textbook entrance. Trying to pounce back on it. Sealy will pick the pieces up for City 2 and steer it back to Olivares. It's not just getting players from the academy system minutes in MLS Next Pro. St. Louis City also continuing to work their Next Pro players through to the next level. More on that in a moment. It falls to Glover, and City 2 on the attack now. Glover turns, finding Pierce. Pierce stands up across, falls in front, a kick save made by Zaroon. Darius Randall muscled down by Michael Vincel, and it's a foul given by John Motto, our center referee. Early heroics from the teenager in net, Kai Zaroon from Minnesota United 2. A wonderful opportunity for City 2 to equalize. Now Zaroon will walk out from his home and goal. And he will put a right foot into this to get play back underway. Jeremy Hall had a lot of praise for Kai Zaroon this week after his performance against Austin FC2. He recalled back to last season toward the tail end of it. And he said, at Sporting Kansas City down the stretch of the campaign, they played him against SKC2. Hall said, we kind of just threw him in there, and he had a rough day as Zaroon will boot it all the way forward. Glancing header off the noggin of Kieran Chandler. But Hall said that Zaroon has really worked hard to get better since the end of last season. Cristiano Acosta, goalkeeper coach for Minnesota United 2, also getting a shout out from Jeremy Hall in the midweek, saying he's really put in a lot of work with Kai Zaroon to help him turn that corner. Alluded to it earlier, St. Louis City's ability to rise players through their academy system so stout as the St. Louis City Academy. We'll see them minutes in MLS Next Pro play. Perez able to get it forward. Now here's Kuzain, cuts it central, falls at the spot to Kidd. Sosnowski able to turn Kidd away from goal, but here's Orozco now. Second ball in, short header away, struck off the volley. Now finding its way through and stopped again by Zaroun. A flurry of opportunities for St. Louis City. Orozco operating on the left now. Orozco, his cross in, near post, struck toward goal by Perez, but into the hands of Kai Zaroun. Worry about getting back defensively much so far in this contest. They've been on the front foot despite trailing, thanks to the early goal in the 9th minute from Logan Dorsey. They're back on it again as they work it forward to Miguel Perez. Perez, his cross, edge of the area. Romanchin hacks it away. Kept on though by Watts. He's desperately trying to clear the lines here. Jääskeläinen applying the pressure. Now Watts steps up, has a go, and whistles it wide. St. Louis City, too, continuing to keep their foot on the gas pedal, desperately seeking that leveler. Falls back to Ferris. Niang, options, rolled ahead. Chandler, service. No one on the receiving end. Set back up, it's Romanchin! Volleyed wide of the far post and out. Drives it in, it falls to Dorsey. Too heavy of a touch. Hacked away, and there is the whistle. The final act of the first half in the books. And an eye-catching scoreline through 45 minutes of play. Just about set to go for the second half. John Motto, our center referee, sounds the whistle, and we're back underway. An important 45 minutes with 3 points hanging in the balance on deck between 7th place in the West, Minnesota United 2 leading, and 1st place in the West, St. Louis City 2. One change at the break, and it is with City 2 as Jay Reed, the City SC first teamer, from the Minnesota United Academy man, is Cage Romanchin. Long pass ahead. They want Darius Randall. Instead, though, the offside flag had come up, and now some pushing and shoving between Kieran Chandler and Michael Vincel. Coming up on the hour mark played, St. Louis City 2 knocking on the door. The question becomes, will that door open? Minnesota United in this second half, they have shifted some tactics, came out in a back three. But as this contest has dragged on closer and closer toward that 90th minute, showing almost more of a back five when out of possession. There's Masanvi now wanting to roll it forward, flubbed clearance, falls to Dorsey now. Dorsey try to chip the keeper, goes off the side netting instead. Frantic moment, good goalkeeping here for Olivares. Coming out, making himself of Kai Zaroun. One of the areas that Jeremy Hall and company feel like Kai Zaroun has really grown in these last few weeks. And he's doing everything they ask of him, the passing, distribution. Meanwhile, it's a turnover. Sealy inside. Jääskeläinen trying to get a foot to it and cannot. Turned over in the back, though. Some frantic moments here for Minnesota United, too. Pierce able to split the double team. Can't get past Muba Noor. Won't matter, it's out for a corner. City 2 have had plenty of cracks tonight at set pieces, including off of corners. Trying to find that first goal, but first we have a whistle. Some pushing and shoving inside that penalty area. Upcoming, the 5th corner of the night for St. Louis City 2. Perez drops this into a crowd, headed in! Captain Clutch comes up huge for City 2. It's Cam Seeley, and we're level at 1 in St. Louis. The 4-0 loss had to 4 shots, 1 on target. Right now the Loons, 4 shots, 1 on target as Muba Noor had it for a moment. Couldn't hang on to it though. It's blocked away off the feet of Clancy, and Tim Dennis will run this down. Dennis cutting back to the end line. Now Dennis knifing in, driving toward goal, and whistling it high. There's a reason Tim Dennis is one of the highest rated players in the Minnesota United Academy organization. What an individual effort. Now St. Louis looking for a response. Hoofed ahead, it's Dimitra on the right. Rolled inside, Niang will step up for the clearance and put that one out of play. That is where Akil Watts will throw it in. Somewhat of a sharp angle here, but still dangerous nonetheless for City 2. It's Perez over it. Perez, his offering, sailing over the bar and out. Right idea from Miguel Perez. The finish just not there. Cut that one. Perez at the far flag. Perez swings it out, nodded towards Zaroon, save is made. Meanwhile, in the melee of all of it, Niang and Jaskalainen. It's Reed now on the left. Reed, oh, what a great defensive effort, and there is the whistle. Full time has been reached in St. Louis, Missouri. It'll be Cam Seeley, stopped by Zaroon. One of the areas that Jeremy Hall highlighted when talking about Kai Zaroon this week, the work he's put in, not just on his distribution, not just on his cross-claiming, but also on his penalty stopping. That ability coming up huge for the 17-year-old, the rising star of match week 26. A chance for Babacar Niang now to put Minnesota United up 1-0 heading into the second round. Niang, the former Red Bull New York Academy man, now plying his craft in Minnesota. Niang drags the foot, it's stopped! Christian Olivares tells Kai Zaroon, anything you can do, I can do too. A penalty stop for Olivares. The goalkeeper shining early. Miguel Perez, who had the assist on the Seeley goal in the 80th minute, now walks up to the penalty spot. It's Perez, buries it. The St. Louis native. Here's Torres. It's in. Level at 1. First, we see both netminders making a save in the opening round. Then it's Ferris stutters. Ferris scores. Now Anderson Ferris shown yellow. Taking some frustration. Tough, hard fought. Well, Jaziel Orozco looking to put St. Louis back on the right side of the shootout. He does. Juan Kuzain at the penalty spot. Kuzain scores. It'll be Chandler. Goes off the bar and out. City captures the extra point. Olivares guessed right but went low.